Wrestling Fanboy here, also known as Steph Dorsey on YouTube, but you ain't come here for that. And as you can see on the screen, it says Survivor Series, WarGames, Vancouver, Saturday, November the 30th. Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, the Usos, that's the OG Bloodline if you didn't know, versus Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. That's the new Bloodline. And it also say on both of these teams, a fifth member. But we gonna get into all of that. And by we, I mean me, and I mean my brother, Kanan. Wrestling with the brothers. Let's get it. Speak to the people.
What's up, what's up?
Man, Survivor Series, WarGames. You got the OG Bloodline against the new Bloodline. And you know, they adding a fifth member. Me personally, I don't feel like they had to add a fifth member, but it is what it is.
Me either. I thought 4 versus 4 was fine.
I think that would have been perfectly fine. Because that's what NXT used to do. But they adding a fifth member. We already seen one of the members, and he looked like he fit in perfectly. Big Bronson Reed. He joined. What?
But he actually wanted to be a part of the Bloodline.
I mean, but
in an interview from a while back, he said that's something that he wanted to do. He said he wanted to be a part of the Bloodline. He wanted to be a part of the original Bloodline.
I can see that.
But I can see him fitting in with the new Bloodline.
I really think he fit in better with the new Bloodline. Because you got to think the OG Bloodline, looking at it, it looked like it's made up of mostly huge mega baby faces. Like, most of the people in the OG Bloodline probably have a cult-like following, if we're being honest. Like, they're popular.
True.
Like, Sami Zayn, popular before he even got to the WWE. The Usos considered one of the best tag teams in the world, on the planet. Roman Reigns, before he even made his transition to the tribal chief or the OTC, he was the big dog. People loved him. You loved him. I think he was cool. You know, popular. But, you know, I can't say the same about Solo and them. You know, don't get me wrong. They got fans. I am a fan. But they seem more...
But most of them,
they seem
other than Solo, most of them big outside of the WWE. Most of them had like Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Jacob Fatu. They had names all over the world.
But think about it. They spent most of their career. Well, from what I know, I feel like they spent most of their career as heels.
And good.
So that's why I feel like Big Bronson Reed will fit in better with them, because there's nothing about him that says babyface to me, or that he could be a good guy.
True.
Even his promos he be telling now, he like a genuine big badass. So, like, yeah. But here we are. 5v5 OG against the new Bloodline. Which, bringing in a fifth member, I feel like it defeats the purpose, because it's not going to be OG Bloodline no more. Because it might be a whole brand new member. Who do you think they could possibly bring in as far as Roman side?
I feel like it's gonna be Seth.
Okay. I feel like it's gonna be Seth too, which that'll be stupid to me, honestly. I mean,
yeah, from how they built it up, I feel like it'll be stupid.
Now, let's go through all the possibilities, because I have a, you know, we write wrestling stories over here. You write wrestling stories over there. We do this. Now,
right.
One of my big possibilities, which I would love if they did this, because it would work with the storyline also. Weirdly enough, CM Punk was the fill of the spot. Now, I say that because you gotta think. Seth hate Roman, but he also hates CM Punk. CM Punk, I don't think CM Punk got a beef with Roman right now. So if they were looking for somebody, then I just thought about it. If they was looking for somebody that has a connection with Paul Heyman, there you go. Plus, off of that, you got Big Bronson Reed on one side. Seth don't like him. He don't like CM Punk. He ain't gonna want to side with nobody. So that's just what I've been thinking about. That CM Punk's supposed to be in Survivor Series, in my opinion. I thought he was gonna be the one challenging Gunther, but he's not. I feel like he could fit in right here. He could be the 5th member.
Makes sense.
But with the way this Bloodline story going, how you think the match gonna play out?
Let me see. It's gonna be a pretty good match, but at the same time, I feel like it depends on who they let fight each other. Because there's certain people that I want to see fight each other.
Okay.
Like I want to see Jay fight Tama, and I want to see Roman fight Jacob.
Well, I can see. I don't think it's gonna be. Roman and Jacob might have a stare off, but we might not get that opportunity to have a one-on-one. I think this gonna be the order, cause you know they gotta figure out who coming in first, who coming in second. I think we're gonna get Jay starting the match, and he might start it against Tama, cause you know that to me, folks they be saying yeet, and then folks be copying Tama off that. You know that what he be doing. Yeah. We be doing with his mouth and all that. So I feel like we could get them two. Then you get Tonga Loa come in. Then you get Jimmy come in. Then me personally, I would have Solo come in third for his team and have Jacob come in last. Because of course Roman gonna come in last. It's Roman Reigns. It would be cool if Roman came in first. That would be neat. But they ain't gonna do it.
The reason I want to see Roman and Jacob is because I'm like, to me, them are the two number ones. I'm like, Solo may come off and everybody play like Solo the number one, but Jacob really the number one out of that group.
Mm-hmm.
He probably is gonna have the bigger career from now on, probably from the rest of them, especially if they split. So I would like to see Jacob and Roman. It seems like it gives off more aesthetic for them two. That's what I'm talking about. And the rest of them kind of just like fit in. You all know that Seth, Bronson got their beef going on, so that's why I kind of put Seth in there. So I'm like, okay. And then who else you got? You got Jimmy and Tonga Loa. Both of them are kind of the ones that just kind of like get thrown in there. I don't want to say they the fifth wheel, but kind of they are the fifth wheels of the bunch.
Yeah.
to be honest. And then who you got? You got
Sammy
Solo, and you got Tama Loa, Tama Tonga, and you got Jay. Cause Jay and Tama Tama Tonga probably give off the more energetic between the two groups.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of matched them up. That's who you want to see fight each other.
Yeah, that's why I feel like they probably gonna start the match. Cause why not start the match with high energy?
Yeah, I can see that. Jay and Tama Tonga.
Yeah, but I am also waiting for Jacob to turn on Solo. I mean, I feel like it's gonna happen. But if he turn on him, do you think it's because The Rock said so, or do you just think because he taking over?
I feel like when he turn on it, it's gonna be because The Rock coming back.
Okay.
I feel like that that Solo's not gonna fulfill what The Rock wanted him to do. So when The Rock get ready to come back, he gonna have Jacob take him out.
Right. Now, before we get too far, who do you have winning this match?
The OG Bloodline gonna win.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go OG Bloodline too, cause I mean
they ain't gonna let him win. They ain't gonna let him lose twice.
Cause yeah, I definitely didn't expect them to lose Crown Jewel. So they definitely
I did.
I
expected them to lose.
Man, I did not.
I expected them to lose. From the way it been playing out, I'm like to build on the story. I felt like if they would have won, it could have been end of the story. But to keep on building on the story, they needed to lose. And climax, like I said, it climax at WarGames Survivor Series.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Now,
you notice how we keep on saying WarGames and we not saying Survivor Series no more. Like Survivor Series ain't really just one of the biggest papers. I'm just saying
I mean, I like WarGames, but I feel like WarGames might have twisted Survivor Series a little bit for me, because Survivor Series used to be one of my favorite pay-per-views. Well, PLEs, my bad, y'all. It's like cussing. Used to be one of my favorite PLEs. But that's only because it was brand warfare. Like, you never knew what you was gonna get. Now, it'd be a storyline intertwined, and it's into the story. But I miss when we had Raw vs SmackDown, especially in 2019, where it was Raw vs SmackDown versus NXT. Man, come on.
Yeah, that was hard. And they had Triple H over the NXT folk.
Yeah, you could easily do that now, because now, to me, you got great authority figures. Like, as much as Adam Pearce, he believed in running his show with chaos, he's still a good authority figure in GM on TV. Like, I don't mind him being on TV all the time. I don't mind Ava being on TV all the time. And then what's Magnus' name?
Nick Aldis.
Because I know him as Magnus.
Yeah.
I don't mind them being on TV. Just imagine they brands going against each other. They already coexist, and they already be competing. So I mean, Survivor Series, WarGames, it's more WarGames to me. So I mean, that's why we saying it. So we finna do some fantasy booking real quick now.
Okay.
So, OG Bloodline win. They want Roman, and I'm pretty sure that'll include Jey Uso in the Bloodline. They want Roman on Raw.
True.
So do you think they gonna throw a stipulation in here sometime soon, to where, let's say, Roman and Solo or Roman and Jacob get a one-on-one match, and whoever loses gotta go Raw?
I feel like they're gonna play it out into the draft, and Roman gonna get drafted to Raw.
Do you know?
Not the draft. The draft normally happens when I think, is it before or after? I think the draft normally happens, if I'm not mistaken, it normally be a little bit after, it'd be a little bit after,
Let's see.
couple of,
Look it up.
I think it'd be don't be after World Rumble. I don't think it'd be before WrestleMania. I think it'd be after World Rumble.
I mean, I thought it'd be after WrestleMania, but it says, from what I'm reading, PW Mania, it says Netflix requested that top stars like Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns be featured on Raw when the show debuts on the network January the 25th.
They'll be on there to debut, of course. All of them be on there to debut. But we talking about,
I don't know. They don't have no date for the draft, from what I see. But what I will say is, if they wait to the draft, it might defeat the purpose to me. Like, I don't think, we already know Roman going to Raw eventually. So
of course,
why not just go and have a draft? Why wait? Like, go ahead and be like, okay, y'all, we're gonna have the draft the last Raw and SmackDown of the year. Even though they could pre-tape it, now that I thought about it, because they're gonna pre-tape it anyway, because they usually let the superstars off for the holidays.
you notice that they've been doing a lot of pre-taping lately.
Yeah, they have.
And I've been trying to figure out, they must be doing a lot of trapping.
I heard that they're pre-taping because they doing the the overseas stuff, the Europe tour and all of that. I heard that's mainly why they're doing it. So I don't know. It's just rumor. Don't take me as a source. Now I will, since we brought up Netflix. If Netflix cut up anything like they did during the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, I don't want them. I don't want them to be on Netflix.
Talking about all the freezing and stuff.
Yeah, there's too many people watching. So I mean, I expected it to do that, but I don't know. I don't want to have no problems if I'm trying to watch wrestling. I'm getting Netflix just for this reason, to watch WWE. I don't need no problems. No problems at all. Now, kind of, we fast forward to, let's say, Royal Rumble. How could you see The Rock returning if he do this year? If Roman was to have a match with The Rock at WrestleMania, do you see that starting at Royal Rumble? You see that starting at Survivor Series? What you thinking?
They really working around his schedule. They don't know if he gonna make it. That's what the rumors and stuff have been, that he might not make it. He might not be available. But if he was to show up, he'll probably start around Royal Rumble. Because maybe Roman's in the Royal Rumble. Roman's one of the last people in the Rumble. The Rock sent people out to get him and cause him to lose the Rumble.
Yeah, I can see that.
And after whoever wins,
Johnson,
they start beating up Roman, and the Rock come out, or take him to the Rock, or they just beat him up and cause him to lose, and then somebody be called. This is our book. somebody call Rock on the phone, say the job done, and then folks be wondering what job and who was it.
I mean, I can see it, and also I can see, like I just said, I said John Cena went in the Royal Rumble. Man, it's just me booking, but I can see that kind, and I can also see somebody not calling the Rock and the Rock just coming out there, and let's say John Cena won, and I can see the Rock having a moment with John Cena, you know, because he already had a moment with him at WrestleMania the last time, where the Rock bottomed him. But also, you know, they like to keep the stories mixing and, you know, people in and out. And we gotta have a moment with The Rock and John Cena. But
before he retired,
yeah, but that's just me talking. Yeah, I would think Royal Rumble would be where The Rock would make his presence known, and this would be the first time in a long time that Roman is in the Royal Rumble.
True.
Man,
he was a champ for 3 years.
Yeah, he was. But I mean, hey, man. But it's also a rumor. Cause we going off a lot of rumors. What if Roman was to challenge Cody again at WrestleMania? Would you be okay with that?
I would be okay with that, but I would think that will only be if The Rock is not there. But I think they trying to play. I think it's gonna be Cody versus Randy at WrestleMania.
Okay. What if?
That's what I think. That's what I think they got playing.
What if it was Cody versus Roman versus Rock at WrestleMania? Would you be okay with that?
Yeah. I could accept it.
I mean, as far as The Rock, you know, being a part-timer and his age and stuff, it would probably be the best situation for him, but it's not what I would want to see. I want to see Rock and Roman 1v1. That's what I want to see. So, just throwing that out there. Where now? This is gonna be the last thing. Where do you see the new Bloodline and the OG Bloodline going? Cause
after
you said after.
So I'm saying you talking about after.
We're gonna say this after. We're gonna say after this year. After Survivor Series, the smoke has cleared. Do you see the OG Bloodline breaking up? They did what they did. Now they going their separate ways.
Yeah, I feel like the OG Bloodline gonna go their separate ways. I feel like the new Bloodline should have their own. I feel like stay on SmackDown. If the OGs pretty much finna go to Raw, which I think they should, and do their own thing.
You gotta think 2 of the OGs already on Raw, technically. Sammy and Jay, they already a part of the Raw brand.
Okay, and then Roman goes to the Raw brand. So all of them will be on the Raw brand. So if they on the Raw brand, I would think that Solo, Jacob, Tonga, Lord, they probably gonna stay on SmackDown, because I still feel like they gonna feud with inside of them also after the fact.
I can see that. I believe the OG Bloodline, yeah, they probably all going to Raw. The new Bloodline, I think they will stay together, only for the time being until they ready to, you know, break all of them up. Because the Tonga and Tonga Lord, they gotta go back to the tag team division. They gotta go get them titles. You know, they kind of messed up and challenged one of the greatest tag teams of all time and lost. So they gotta
Who
go.
was it?
Motor City Machine Guns. TNA Originals. They gotta go back, feud with them. Then again, yeah, they gotta go help that tag team division. And you could easily have Solo. For the time being, he can feud with somebody like LA Knight. Solo actually could get the United States title, in my opinion.
Mid card.
That's perfectly fine though. I mean, he the main evented PLEs.
So what you think they gonna do with Jacob?
They might just let him loose. He might.
I think
what?
I think if they want to start thinking of all of them as equal brands, I would put Jacob on what's name?
What?
I will put Jacob on Netflix. I feel not Netflix, but I will put Jacob on NXT.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but no, it's kind of like a step. I ain't gonna say a step down, but that's kind of like nah. NXT is almost like a third brand, but it's not though. It's still developmental. It'll never be what it was, like the black and gold, where you had legendary indie stars coming. So nah, I don't think you could do that. Plus Triple H not down there, so he wouldn't make Jacob look like a monster. Plus they already got a monster. They got Obafemi.
But they talking about Obafemi coming up though.
He need to. I'm ready for that. He need to. But I feel like they could have Solo, challenge LA Knight. But while they figure out this Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens thing, why not have Jacob have a run in with Cody and Jacob challenge him? Because you remember, Cody said, he said to Solo, he said, I don't too much want to challenge you. Been there, done that. But Jacob, he said, if you want a shot, I'll give you a shot. You remember he said that?
Yeah.
And Jacob just looked at him and Solo looked at Jacob. There was a little tension. So that could revisit it. I'm not saying have Cody beef with the new Bloodline again, but you could easily intertwine a old story with new characters and new features. Like, just imagine if it was like Solo and his Bloodline versus Cody, and Kevin Owens in there causing havoc for both of them. That would be interesting to me.
True.
So, I mean, yeah. I mean, I think the new Bloodline gonna split up, but it might be like a slow burn. But I think it only can be one Bloodline. So, I don't think the OG Bloodline gonna stick together, because they all done kind of made their name, separately. I feel like Jimmy could go make a name for himself if he wanted to. But that's all I got. You got anything else on this Bloodline stuff, Kanye?
No, not on the Bloodline.
All right. Well, that's it for this one. Steve and Kanye, we out.